Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today's video, I just wanted to take a look at iOS 14 on the iPhone SE first generation. So, as you guys know, WWDC started on Monday, June 22nd. iOS 14 Beta 1 was released, and the iPhone SE and the iPhone 6s are both still supported. So I just wanted to take a quick look and show you the performance on it. So, it still performs really well, surprisingly, on iOS 14. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. Alright, so here we are on the home screen, and everything works as it should. Performance is actually pretty good on here. Now, considering this phone came out in 2016, it has an A9 processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and still gets iOS 14 is really impressive. So we can go through here, we still have the search, we have a couple widgets that show up on this left-hand pane. If you want to add one, just put into wiggle mode. And once we get into wiggle mode here, you just hit the plus sign. We have our widgets, so you still have that stack. The smart stack basically just goes through a couple different things, so you have a couple of different items you can go through, which is kind of cool. You have calendar, you have the Photos app, you have your map, you have weather here, and it comes in a couple different sizes there. So if we just choose the small one, hit add widget, and then it pops up and you can move it anywhere you want on the screen. Now this isn't like Android where it'll let you put it anywhere. You can't like put it in the center or anything like that, unfortunately, but you can add just one, you can add a couple of them, you can have a whole page of them, but I just want to show the performance of this because it's really impressive. So it runs really well. So here's our control center. Here's our notification center, our camera. Another new thing, as you can see, when you turn the camera on, is this little green dot right here. So whenever the camera is used, it'll come up green. If the microphone is being used, it will come up with an orange or amber color. So in addition to that, we also have our app library on the very last page, and that's also pretty cool. So as you can see there, and this is kind of like an Android app library or app drawer, so you have all your stuff here, and as you can see there, still performs really well. Another thing I wanted to show you here is the Geekbench scores on here. So in our Geekbench, our recent score was 560 on the single core and 1042 on the multi-core, and I do have a history here, so the last time I ran that, so 560 and 1042 on today, and then on March 18th, 547 and 1025. So the scores actually got better. Yeah, the scores actually got better overall on iOS 14, which is kind of interesting. So just to show you that, and the past scores you can see. Now another cool thing here is the, so whenever you call somebody with FaceTime or with a regular phone call, it doesn't take up the screen anymore. So I can actually call the phone here, and you see we get this nice little pop-up here. It doesn't take up the entire screen. Once we answer it here, put that on mute. And what's cool here is you can also go back home and you have your FaceTime call right there, and you can put it anywhere on the screen. You could also be doing other things, which is kind of crazy. So just to show you, you can be on FaceTime while on the internet, on Reddit or whatever. You can make this big, make it small. Another cool thing is if you were just talking to somebody, you didn't want the video to show, swipe it off to the side. You get this little arrow, bring it back over, works on the other side as well. So, I mean, just the performance on this is really impressive. So what's cool is this also works for other videos. So if you're in the Apple TV app, or if you are watching a video in Safari, you go home, you have that picture-in-picture. So you can continue to do things while you're watching other stuff. If you just want to listen to it, pop it over to the side. Pop it over to the other side. So really cool. Now, it does not work with YouTube right now because that app is not supported on it, but you can use YouTube in Safari, so that's a way around it. So you can actually play YouTube videos on your home screen in picture-in-picture. Super cool. Another thing that changed is Siri, so she no longer takes up the entire screen. What's the weather like today?
Here's the weather today.
And then you get a small pop-up here, so you can see Siri pops up down here, and then we get a little pop-up right up there. How old is Betty White?
Betty White is 98 years old.
And if you want more info, just hit it there. Pops up and gives you a little bit more info. Doesn't take up the entire screen. So another cool thing that we get here is we do get the Translate app, which is on all the phones here, so we can go in and just do something as simple as, hi, how are you today? And it does translate in real time. Hi, how are you?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
And that's really quick, really impressive. And we do get this dual screen view here with both languages. And you can say, can you show me to the nearest bathroom?
¿Me lo puedes enseñar al baño más cercano?
So there you go. Really cool. And you do get a couple different languages here. So quite a few. So quite a few languages that it can translate into. And the fact that it still can do that almost instantaneously on the iPhone SE is really, really impressive. And honestly, I'm really impressed for a first beta from Apple for this. And I'm really impressed that it runs on hardware as old as this. So if you have an old iPhone SE or you have an older iPhone 6s, this actually runs really, really well. I did recently do a couple speed tests with a couple different phones, including this one as well as this iPhone 8. So if you're interested in checking those out, definitely do so. If you have anything in particular you want me to try out on the iPhone SE, definitely let me know. And yeah, so this has just been a quick video just to show you performance on the iPhone SE on iOS 14, developer beta 1. Appreciate you guys watching. If you did like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more like this, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.